Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय, श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, chapter 7, the glories of Gadadhar Pandit. So we started the chapter yesterday and we were just reading about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu because the last two chapters were about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So that is what is continued. But the title of this chapter is Description of Gadadhar's Pastimes in the Forest. So yesterday we read Nityananda Prabhu desired to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's in Navadvip now and he had a desire to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all of a sudden he just says goodbye to all the devotees and he went to Jagannath Puri. So on the way, dancing in ecstasy, he arrived in Kamalapur near Jagannath Puri. And there, by seeing the temple from Kamalapur, the Lord became ecstatic and did he faint, Nityananda Prabhu? But he took rest there. After coming to the garden there in Kamalapur, he took rest. And meanwhile, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Puri understood that Nityananda Prabhu is here. So he also left all the devotees in Jagannath Puri and quickly went to where Nityananda Prabhu was there. So Nityananda Prabhu at the time was in trance, in meditation. And seeing him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated Nityananda Prabhu and began to recite this verse from this verse is from Bhagavatam. No, mm, not Bhagavatam. This verse is from. I'm not able to find the source where this verse is from, but Mahaprabhu is reciting this verse, which says that even if Lord Nityananda holds the hand of an outcast girl, or even if he enters a wine shop, still his lotus feet are fit to be worshipped even by Lord Brahma, like that. And then when Mahaprabhu is reciting this verse again and again and circumambulating Nityananda Prabhu also realizing that Mahaprabhu is here, he opened his eyes and he roared loudly, Hari, like that. And then Mahaprabhu is circumambulating Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu begins to circumambulate Mahaprabhu. So both are circumambulating each other. And then they embraced each other and they were in such ecstasy. Both of them were roaring and it was like several lions. It was louder than the roar of several lions roaring together. And then they just, out of ecstasy, they just fell down on the ground and they were just rolling about on the ground in great ecstasy. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins to glorify Nityananda Prabhu, the position of Nityananda Prabhu, how glorious he is. Uh, and that the Lord Krishna is always staying in your heart, and Krishna is performing pastimes in your body, right? Nityananda means your form and your name means eternal bliss, right? Your personification of eternal bliss. Uh, and Lord Krishna is supremely independent, but when he comes to you, he becomes completely helpless, right? You can give Krishna to whoever you like, and he becomes like a puppet in your hands, although he is supremely. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Nityananda Prabhu. So when Nityananda Prabhu heard all these glories, Nityananda Prabhu is saying, "You are praising me and you're calling me the Lord, but it is I who am a servant and you are the master. Hmm? But you are circumambulating me, you are bowing down before me, you are worshipping me, offering prayers to me. You are the Supreme Lord. You can treat your servant in whichever way you like. I'm your servant. So you can circumambulate me, you can bow down before me, you can kill me, or you can protect me. You can do whatever you like with me because I'm sold out to you. I'm your servant." That's what Nityananda Prabhu is saying. So we'll continue reading from there. "My Lord, what need I say to you? With your spiritual vision, what do you not see?" Now Nityananda Prabhu is speaking. Um, with your spiritual vision, what do you not see? What do I have to say to you? You are the master of my heart, my breath, my everything. Whatever you command, I will do. You may punish me, you may kill me. Now I have renounced the activities of a Muni. Now I wear bracelets, armlets, anklets. Now I hold a flute, stick, buffalo horn, bugle, and a rope for tying cows. So you ordered me, right? I was living like a sannyasi. Nityananda Prabhu was living like a sannyasi. Uh, Remember when Nityananda Prabhu was 12 years old, he was uh, taken by one sannyasi from his home, and for the next 20 years he just traveled until Mahaprabhu manifested his pastimes of Sankirtan. That's when Nityananda Prabhu came and joined Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. And even then, he was a sannyasi, right? Renunciate. He was not a married person or anything. But Mahaprabhu instructed him that you should go and preach and you should get married and everything. And because Mahaprabhu said, he accepted all that. So that's why Nityananda Prabhu is saying that because of you, I have given up my, uh, uh, you know, now I have renounced the activities of a Muni. Yes. Now I have renounced the activities of a Muni. Instead, I'm carrying a flute, I'm carrying a stick, a buffalo horn bugle like a cowherd boy, and a rope for tying cows. To Advaita Acharya and the other devotee, dear devotees, you have given activities of austerity and devotional service, right? You give different, you are the Supreme Master. You treat different devotees differently. To Advaita Acharya and others, you give the instructions of austerity and devotional service. But you have made me renounce the activities of a sannyasi, of a muni. You have made me to renounce the activities, the austerities of a muni. Smiling, you make me act in a different way. I am your dancer. By your will, I dance. I dance to please you, right? So in whatever way you want me to dance, I will dance like that. Because you are the puppet master, I am the puppet in your hand. So you tell them to be very austere, right? You know the instructions given by Mahaprabhu to Raghunath Das Goswami. Bhalo na khaibe, bhalo na podibe. Don't wear opulent clothes, don't eat opulent food, and don't engage in prajalpa, gramya katha, like this. Mahaprabhu instructed. Mahaprabhu's devotees are known for vairagya, austerity, and of course for devotional service. But here to Nityananda Prabhu, the Lord gives a different instruction, right? You give me different, to everyone else, all other devotees, you give instructions of austerity and devotional service, but you make me act in a different way. You made me renounce all the activities of a Muni. I am your dancer, right? But I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do, right? I can even make a fool of myself if that's what pleases you. I dance to please you. You may give me mercy or punishment. By chanting your holy name, you deliver even the trees. Then Lord Chaitanya said, the ornaments on your body are the 9 process of devotional service. They are not anything else. So yesterday we read Mahaprabhu, when he was glorifying Nityananda Prabhu, he said that all the various ornaments that you're wearing, these ornaments are actually personified devotional service that have incarnated from the spiritual world. So each of like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, they have all personified Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. They have come in the form of ornaments decorating Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So when Nityananda Prabhu said, you give me different instructions, you make me dress up like a, like a bhogi, you can say, with all ornaments and everything. So then Mahaprabhu is saying, these ornaments, they are actually the 9 process of devotional service. They are not just some gold or, pearls and diamonds. No, these ornaments are directly the 9 process of devotional service. Your ornaments are always the activities of devotional service, activities that begin with hearing, chanting, and remembering the glories of the Lord and bowing down before Him. As the people have no power to understand the snakes Lord Shiva wears as ornaments, snakes that are Lord Anantasesh pretending to be ordinary snakes, in the same way the people do not understand your fathomless pastimes, that is why they criticize you. Okay, so here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying. Remember, just previous to this, the previous chapter on Brahmana, he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking, why does Nityananda Prabhu act like this? He is supposed to be a sannyasi, but he wears silk clothes, he wears all these jewelry, and he is eating pan all the time. What is this? This is giving me a doubt in my heart. Whereas everyone else says, no, he's a great Vaishnava. I cannot understand. Can you please remove my doubt? And there we read in length Mahaprabhu's glorification of Nityananda Prabhu, and also the principle of how those who are great personalities, they are not affected. But here, what we are seeing is how ordinary people cannot understand this. That's the point. Ordinary people cannot, they will misunderstand. Seeing Nityananda Prabhu wearing nice ornaments, they will mistake him to be like ordinary people, right? They will criticize him. What kind of a sannyasi he is, like that. Just as they don't understand the ornaments of snakes worn by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has ornaments for a choker, right? For his armlets, for his bracelets. He has just serpents, snakes all around as ornaments on his body. But ordinary people don't understand. People have no power to understand the snakes Lord Shiva wears as ornaments. And what are these snakes? These snakes are none other than Lord Anantasesh, pretending to be ordinary snakes. They're actually Anantasesh. In the same way, just as they don't understand Lord Shiva's ornaments, the snakes, who are actually Anantasesh, in the same way, people don't understand Nityananda Prabhu's, of course, his ornaments, which are actually bhakti, the different limbs of bhakti, and also Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes, his fathomless pastimes. What is the depth of those pastimes? They call him Avadhuta, who does not follow the rules, regulations of society. But um, what is the depth of those pastimes? Nobody will understand. Nobody means those who are ordinary people will not understand, and that is why they criticize him. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I do not see anything but the nectar of devotional service in your limbs and in your words and heart, right? There is nothing in the form of Nityananda Prabhu, in the existence of Nityananda Prabhu, other than the nectar of bhakti. He's just the sweetness of bhakti personified. That is Nityananda Prabhu. There's nothing else in him. His every limb, his every ornament, his heart, his thoughts, his feelings, everything is simply love of Krishna, the sweetness of love of Krishna. Happily tasting the nectar tasted by Nanda Maharaj's associates in Vrindavan. So Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, happily tasting the nectar that is tasted by Nanda Maharaj's associates. That means all Brajbasis. The nectar which is tasted by the Brajbasis in Vrindavan, that nectar you wear. These ornaments of devotional. So that devotional service you're wearing as ornaments on you. Same love which is tasted by Brajbasis in Vrindavan. And in this way, tasting that love, you wear these ornaments of devotional service. So these ornaments are what? The different limbs of bhakti. And while wearing, so what happens when you're doing bhakti? You'll taste prema, the different rasas. So you're tasting these different rasas by wearing these ornaments of bhakti on you. And what rasas are you tasting? The same that is tasted by the Brajbasis, the associates of Nanda Maharaj. Any pious person who can see all this will become happy. When someone sees that Nityananda Prabhu is actually tasting love of Godhead at every moment, with his every limb, his mind, his heart, his entire existence is simply tasting the love of Krishna. When one is able to see this, he becomes very happy. He becomes very happy to see Nityananda Prabhu. He will directly gaze on Lord Krishna's graceful face. That is inevitable. That means if anyone becomes happy by seeing Nityananda Prabhu, he becomes eligible to see the graceful face of Krishna. That is inevitable. Nobody can stop that. Nobody can stop that. He will certainly see Krishna if he becomes happy by seeing Nityananda Prabhu. A stick, flute, buffalo horn bugle, gunja necklace, flower garland, and sweet fragrances always decorate your graceful limbs. A stick, flute, buffalo horn bugle like a cowherd boy. A gunja necklace, flower garland, and sweet fragrances always decorate your graceful limbs. When I see you in the company of a boy, in my heart I know that boy must be Sridam, Sudam, Sudama, or another cowherd boy. So Nityananda Prabhu is now in Chaitanya Leela, right? He looks like an adult, like a grown-up person. But you see Nityananda Prabhu always playing with little boys. He's playing with little boys. He's riding on crocodiles. He's even going and stealing milk from the cows, directly drinking from the cows, right? So Chaitanya, and so other people, they're like, what's going on, right? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, when I see you with a small boy, when I see you in the company of a boy, I know that that boy must be either Sridama, Sudama, or another cowherd boy. You always associate with the cowherd boys who play in Vrindavan. This I know in my heart. In your body, I see ecstatic love, great splendor, all power, and the devotion felt by Nanda Maharaj's associates. Anyone who loves you or your servant. What to speak of loving you? Even if someone loves your servant, then that person loves me. Right? That means even if one did not directly know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one did not have any love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but if he has love for a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, that person becomes eligible and he will certainly be awarded love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or love of Godhead. He'll get Krishna Prema by loving Nityananda Prabhu or even a servant of Nityananda Prabhu. Anyone who loves you or your servant loves me. That is the truth of all truths. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is declaring. What kind of ecstatic love did Lord Krishna and Lord Anantasesh feel then? Who can describe it? Who can know where it ends? Huh? So, like this. What kind of ecstatic love did Lord Krishna and Lord Anantasesh feel then? This is still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying. What kind of ecstatic love did Lord Krishna and Lord Anantasesh feel then? Who can, or maybe it's Srila Vrindavan, but it says in quotes. So it must be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking to Nityananda Prabhu. Right? If anyone loves your servant, then he loves me. That means simply by loving your servant, somebody, a third person, who loves your servant, he will be loving me. If this is the case, can we even imagine what is the love between Krishna and Balaram, or between Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Krishna and Anantasesh? That's the thing. If a servant feels love, then what to speak of the master? What type of love he must have for the Lord? Mahaprabhu himself is saying, what kind of ecstatic love did Lord Krishna and Lord Anantasesh feel then? Who can describe it? Who can know where it ends? After some time, uh, after some time, 1 second, I keep losing. Yeah, after 73. After some time, the two lords returned to external consciousness. Going to a secluded flower garden in the forest, they sat down together. Yes. So you see, when this was going on, somehow the other devotees also came and they were watching the loving exchanges between Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, like this, after having this, these sweet talks, then they went, the two lords returned to external consciousness. Until then, they were not in external consciousness, right? But then they returned to external consciousness. Then, going to a secluded flower garden in the forest, they sat down together. So, just Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down together. How can even the Vedas know everything about the Supreme Personality of Godhead? At that time, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda looked at each other. No one else was present there. What did the two lords, their forms naturally always filled with bliss, do? Right? When the two lords were sitting, what were they speaking? What were they doing? Who can know? Who can know? Even the Vedas can't know. By Lord Chaitanya's desire, no one else was present. Knowing Lord Chaitanya's wish, Lord Nityananda went and looked at the jewel of sannyasis. Lord Chaitanya did not continue to manifest his form of Lord Chaitanya. In the same way, Lord Nityananda also did not manifest the form of Lord Nityananda. Then, what form were they manifesting? They didn't look like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu anymore. Brahma, Shiva, and the Vedas personified do not understand the soft heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they do not understand it completely, they still sing its glories. They don't know it completely, but just like it is, the best example which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam is like the birds. You have different birds. So even the best bird, right? The greatest, most powerful bird. Srila Prabhupada said there are also some birds that can fly from one planet to another. They can fly from one planet to another. But even the best, strongest bird, you think the bird can actually touch the limits of the sky? They can come to the end limits of the sky? It's not possible, right? So similarly, Lord Anantasesh is himself unlimited, but even he is not able to reach to the end of the glories of Lord Krishna. But just because they don't know completely, do they just sit silently? No, they don't understand completely the extent of the softness of the Lord's heart, right? But still they keep singing his glories. To whatever extent they realize, to that extent they keep singing the Lord's glories. Although it is not possible for anyone to come to the end, to know completely the nature of the Supreme Lord. Brahma, Shiva, and the Vedas personified do not understand the soft heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they do not understand it completely, they still sing its glories. Even Goddess Lakshmi does not understand it completely. What then can be said of others understanding it? So we will stop here today and we will continue next Saturday. Thank you all, dear devotees. We will continue Chaitanya Bhagavat next Saturday. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.